Welcome to Chamonix, France, nestled in the heart of the French Alps and home to the first Winter Olympics and also the highest point in all of Europe, Mont Blanc. Alright, quick disclaimer before I go any further. I don't know French. I don't know German. I don't know Italian. I don't know hardly any of the languages of the countries I'm going to visit. So, any mispronunciations are not intentional and cannot be blamed on me. Also, I apparently don't know my geography, because Mont Blanc is not the tallest point in Europe, I quickly learned. It's the tallest point in Western Europe. I'm sorry. Hey there everyone. I am currently on a train traveling through France. And as you can see, I visited Chamonix, France as my first stop on my backpacking adventure. And so right now I'm headed to Bayeux, France, which is Normandy. And I've been in the train a lot. The first time I traveled for 28 hours to get to Chamonix. This one's about a 12-hour trip, so lots of time spent in train. And Chamonix was a really great trip. A lot of cool things to do, lots of great places to see, it was a good time. And so here's a little more about my stay in Chamonix. Hey there everyone, it's now June 19th and my month here in Madrid is about done. I have one final tomorrow morning and then I'm done with the program and I am going to leave Spain. And for the next 40 days after this I'm going to be backpacking Western Europe. So I'm going to go from here in Spain to France, to the Netherlands, to Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, and then Greece. So I'm going to be traveling a whole bunch of different countries, staying in hostels along the way. I'm going to be seeing a ton of great sights, and I'm probably going to be exhausted, but hopefully I can really enjoy this trip. And I'm excited for it, but beside me here is everything that I have for the next 40 days, and I figured I'd show you exactly what I'm going to be bringing along for this trip. Of course, I got my shoes and my sandals and a jacket, some underwear and socks, got about 3 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of long pants, 4 or 5 t-shirts, a buttoned-up shirt, long sleeve shirt and sweatshirt, some reading materials for along the way in the train, all my hygiene items, some locks to protect all my stuff, my iPod for the train, my sleep sack right there is what I'm going to be sleeping in the hostels, got a towel, a poncho, as well as all my guidebooks so I know what to see and how to get around all these different countries, my passport, train information, and some more material I printed off where I'm going to be visiting, and of course my laptop so I can keep making vlogs and keep in touch with the rest of the world. And unfortunately, all of that needs to fit in there. And so I'm curious to see if I can fit all that stuff into one backpack, but we'll soon find out. Hey there everyone, I just finished my final and I'm about to head out. And I actually got everything to fit in my bag, which is great. However, it is really heavy. I'm off. I don't have a reservation for my first train, so I'm praying and hoping that I will be able to get my train to Paris so that I can connect there to my other city. If I don't get that, I don't know what I'm going to do. Wish me luck. Hey there everyone, I am on a train right now and I am heading to Paris, France. It is a 13-hour train ride, and so I finally got on the train and I'm here and I'm going to be sleeping in what's called a cochette, and so I'll actually be spending the night on the train and then I'll be connecting in Paris and going to Chamonix, but I want to first show you where I'll be staying the night as I begin my backpacking adventure, so check it out. So this is where I'll be spending the night, and these are the 2 friends I made from Australia. They got Jerome and Reese, and so this is the start of our adventure. So as you can see, I was able to get all my stuff into one backpack. I got on a train without any problems and I made my way to Paris. From there I connected to another city and then another city and then another city, all the while looking at the views outside the window. It was quite a trip. It was a bit long for my liking, but I got there in one piece, and that's all I can ask for. Hey everyone, I'm on my first full day here in Chamonix, and behind me is the Alguil de Midi cable car. It's one of the highest places you can get in Europe. I bought myself a nice croissant and a pain de chocolat for breakfast.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Plan de Algali, 2,300 meters in altitude. The cable car just took me here, 1,300 meter climb. And so I still have another ascent though, 1,500 meters to the top. So I'll be at 3,800 meters. It was the tallest cable car in the world for a while. Currently still known as the most terrifying in the world. And it is significantly colder. It's snowing here, it's really chilly. But it's cool because you have good views of the Chamonix Valley down there. Probably gonna go for a hike now, try to see some glaciers if I can handle the cold. But it's a really cool place, literally. Hey everyone, I'm up in the French Alps right now. And I'm currently 3,800 meters in altitude, and it is really high. You can see the Alps behind me. Mont Blanc is a little in the other direction. We're about as high as humans can go in Europe, and it is really scary because it's really tall. And so, look at the views.
As you can see, Chamonix has a very famous cable car system that brings you almost 3,000 meters up to near the summit of the mountain range. So it's still 1,000 meters short of Mont Blanc, but it was really high up there. And once you actually get to the top, it's really scary because there's no support underneath you. It's just this mountain peak, and you're walking around, and it's pretty scary. It's a long, long ways down. And there's some mountain climbers out there, and they were absolutely nuts to be doing what they were doing. But the views were great. It was a bit cloudy, unfortunately, but I can't complain too much because it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm really glad that I was able to go up.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Chamonix, France right now, which is the French Alps, and I have been hiking for a while, and behind me is the Alpine Valley of the Chamonix area, home of the first Winter Olympics and also Mont Blanc. And I've been hiking a while, and the clouds finally decided to go away, and the sun is now out, and it's warming up, and the views are just spectacular, as you can see. So I hope you're enjoying these views that I'm sending back to you from here in France. So after about half an hour more of hiking, really steep hike, a lot of switchbacks, I got here to what's called the Signal. It's got a lot of great views, like down there is Chamonix, you can see. And I kind of looked the other way, and it's just a steep drop off into the clouds. So, really high up here, and the sights are great.
So the reason I went to Chamonix was because I didn't want just big cities like Paris or Amsterdam or like Berlin on all these. I wanted to mix up with some small towns and some nature, and this definitely qualified as nature. It was absolutely beautiful. I walked the trails for about 6 hours. I went to a glacier, like Mar de Monteverde, I think it's called, something like that. I think it means Sea of Glass, and that was really cool to see. It was cloudy for the longest time, then it cleared off, so I had some great views of the Chamonix Valley. It was just a really cool experience to see nature up close and personal, and it was definitely worth it. I'm really glad that I went to Chamonix, and I was able to experience that aspect of traveling in another country as well. Of course, I had to leave my mark as well, and everywhere on the trails there's trailheads and markers, which are just piles of stones. I saw so many of them that I just had to make my own. So I made my own little mini one, and I left it there, and that's my permanent mark on the Chamonix Valley, and my significant impact upon France. Even though I'm traveling alone and I don't have any friends going with me, I've been able to make some new friends along the way, and they've been really amazing people. I met 2 Aussies on the way to Paris on the overnight train, Reese and Jerome. They were really cool. We'll be in Rome at the same time, so I'm hoping we can meet up again. I also made some friends with some English doctors who were staying in my hostel room. We talked for a little while. They were there for like a medical wilderness conference and a course, and so we hung out for a while, went out in the evening for food and drink, and then I also tried to be friendly with locals and make friends, so whenever I passed them I'd say bonjour when I was on the trails. And I saw family at one time, and I asked them in my broken English/Spanish if I could take a picture. Like, no French whatsoever, just trying to see if they had like a family photo in the mountains. They try to respond back, and they can't, I'm not understanding it, and then they just say like, hello, and I realize, and I just ask them like, where are you from? And they're like, San Francisco. And so they're like, where are you from? I'm like, Wisconsin. So we quickly learned that both of our language skills were absolutely pathetic, but I took a nice family photo of them after we talked a little bit in English, and then we parted ways.